I really like it. It's very LA. It's very Meghan. It makes you feel warm and cozy inside. We love the smell of mince pies baking in the oven. We love the smell of a panettone. All of that
You've got the show on repeat. But what I learned from the show is that the holidays are about putting the world on pause long enough to genuinely pursue the relationships that matter to you.
It's a lot of words.
And the perfect imperfection comes from human connection.
I expect that was Kate's annual Christmas concert a few days ago.
We had this on the show before, haven't we? That there's so many similarities between the Sussexes.
Do you know what? I was just thinking about the
what's
same
Meghan's show
thing.
called? With Love, Meghan, and Kate's Carol concert.
And yet, in the press, it's like, oh, Kate's done this amazing charity concert, and the theme is love. Oh, Meghan's done this show that's with Love, Meghan, and blah.
Well, welcome to the newspapers who've made up their mind in advance before they've actually seen anything. But yeah, I mean,
Hello, family, and welcome back. So let's talk about what just happened on ITV News, because I don't think some people fully clocked how wild this moment actually was. We just watched two mainstream ITV journalists, not Sussex Squad YouTubers, not internet trolls, not people with blue hearts in their bios, but actual ITV presenters sit there and openly say, yeah, we like Meghan's show. I know, shocking. Alert the palace pigeons. Charlene didn't hedge, she didn't whisper, she didn't do the usual British media tap dance where they compliment Meghan while apologizing to the wallpaper. She straight up said she really likes it. She called it warm, cozy, very LA, very Meghan. She talked about vibes, feelings, joy, mince pies, cinnamon, all the things the UK press pretends they love until Meghan Sussex does it. And that alone is already a moment. But then Chris Shipp casually strolls in and drops the real truth bomb. He says the show is about pausing the world to focus on relationships that matter, human connection, imperfect perfection. And yes, Charlene jokingly says that's a lot of words, but notice something important. She doesn't disagree. No sneering, no eye rolling, no who does she think she is energy. Just normal, human, fair. And then comes the part that made UK media executives everywhere choke on their lukewarm tea. Charlene herself brings up Kate's Christmas Carol concert. Unprompted. She literally clocks it in real time. She literally says, I was just thinking about this. That right there, that's awareness. That's someone finally saying the quiet part out loud. Because Chris Shipp follows it up perfectly. There are so many similarities between what the Sussexes do and what Kate does. And suddenly, the fog clears. Because Charlene points out the exact thing Sussex supporters have been screaming for years. When Kate does it, it's framed as magical, charitable, heartwarming, saintly. When Meghan does it, it's framed as performative, calculated, copied, cringe, desperate. Same themes, same ideas, same words, same vibes. Different woman, different headline, different tone, different judgment. And ITV just said it, out loud, on air. No dog whistle, no euphemisms, no allegedly. Charlene literally says Kate's concert is praised for love and charity, but Meghan's show is mocked for being called With Love, Meghan. Exactly. Same word, love. Different reaction, vitriol. And Chris Shipp seals it with the final nail. Newspapers who've already made up their minds before they've seen anything. Welcome to the nonsense. That line alone deserves a slow clap, because that is the entire Meghan Sussex experience in one sentence. The verdict is written before the trailer drops. The outrage is scheduled before the premiere. The criticism is copy-pasted before the credits roll. And what makes this moment delicious is that ITV didn't even mean to drag the press. They just told the truth. Let's be very clear here. Meghan Sussex didn't invent warmth, love, holidays, community, and candles. And neither did Kate. These are universal themes, human themes, but only one woman gets punished for leaning into them. If Meghan hosts something about love, she's copying Kate. If Kate hosts something about love, she's the heart of the nation. If Meghan does lifestyle content, she's unserious. If Kate does lifestyle content, she's relatable. If Meghan smiles, why is she performing? If Kate smiles, she's glowing. And ITV just admitted it. This wasn't a Sussex Squad conspiracy. This wasn't Twitter exaggeration. This was mainstream journalists acknowledging the bias in real time. And let's talk about that phrase Charlene used. Very LA, very Meghan. Notice she didn't say fake. She didn't say try hard. She didn't say, who does she think she is? She said it like it was a good thing. Because here's the reality the UK media hates. Meghan Sussex is not trying to be British. She's not pretending to be something she's not. She's authentically Californian, warm, expressive, and yes, intentional. And that terrifies an establishment that thrives on coldness disguised as tradition. Kate's Carl concert is beautiful. Nobody is denying that. But let's not pretend it exists in a vacuum. Candles, music, community, emotional messaging, those aren't new. Meghan has been doing that kind of storytelling before she married into that family. But only one woman is allowed to evolve without being accused of manipulation. Only one woman is allowed to repeat themes without being called a copier. Only one woman is allowed to exist without being interrogated. And ITV just said the quiet part, loud. And what's also fascinating is the tone. This wasn't defensive. This wasn't edgy, clickbait outrage. This was calm acknowledgement. And that might be the most dangerous thing of all, because calm truth is harder to dismiss. No yelling, no drama. Just, yeah, this is nonsense. And you could practically hear the ghost of tabloid headlines screaming in the background. Because once mainstream media starts admitting this, once they start saying, actually, the criticism doesn't match the content, the entire anti-Meghan industry starts wobbling. That's why moments like this matter. Not because it suddenly converts haters, but because it validates reality. It tells viewers who felt gaslit for years that no, you're not imagining it. The standards really are different. The coverage is really biased. The outrage is really selective. And Meghan Sussex just keeps doing what she's always done. Creating, existing, thriving, without begging for permission. Meanwhile, Kate can host a concert with the same themes and be hailed as the second coming of festive sanctity. And ITV said, yeah, that's weird. So to Chris Shipp and Charlene, whether they intended it or not, thank you for finally saying it. And to the newspapers who've made up their minds in advance, your tell is showing. Loudly, because when even ITV is clocking the hypocrisy, the mask has officially slipped. And the funniest part, Meghan didn't have to clap back. She didn't have to explain. She didn't have to justify. She just put out her show and let the double standard expose itself. Sometimes the truth doesn't need a megaphone. Sometimes it just needs airtime. And this time, it got it. I'm Smiley. See you in the next video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Bye.